Melisa, what did you think about our ethics midterm?
I think it didn't turn out how we planned it was going to turn out.
Yeah, I learned a lot from it. Really more than I really wanted to learn, I
Yeah.
think. I think the thing that bothered me the most was finishing our stuff and then not knowing where we were going.
Yeah.
And I think about how that would have played into a business environment
Yeah.
where you had no communication with your coworkers and no follow through. What do you think?
I just think it's unethical how they would say, oh yeah, let's meet up at this time this day, and then they wouldn't show up. Or they would cancel last minute.
Yeah, I agreed. It made it really hard because we'd show up.
Yeah.
And then we were basically had already done our part, so it was kind of really hard that way. And in a business, it would be really hard. I think it would foster, some anger issues and some really discontent within a group.
Yeah.
And might affect, productivity and employee retention. If you don't work well with your other coworkers, someone might not want to stay in that position, which would affect the company. Which means they'd have to train somebody else, so it would actually cost them money.
Yeah, not only that, but it also affects, if you're dealing with clients or something, things like that. It affects that part too. Or if you're working with other businesses.
Yeah, especially if what you were doing was something to show that business, and then your coworker didn't show up or you didn't get it finished because no one else was doing their part. But I also think it also teaches us to take responsibility for our own portion of something.
Yeah.
So, if we did our portion, instead of waiting a whole long time before the last minute when we find out that it's not been done, just kind of having a spare in the back to make sure that it's done properly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think it's really unethical not to communicate, and when you do communicate, not to be truthful about what's done and what's not done.
Yeah. Yeah, because we would get a lot of oh yeah, it's done, and then it wouldn't be done. I've learned a lot from this group because I think our mistake was not only having a big group, but also, just not getting things done and I don't know.
I think I agree with you, but I do think that even though our part was done, with all the texts going back and forth with such a big group, and then having people say they were doing it, but then never receiving it, and then I think that some of that falls on me personally because I kept texting, but was just waiting for them to finish. Yeah. And then when we got the finished project, it wasn't even corrected from the first edit that we did that the professor told us, you need to change all these things.
Yeah.
And in a business environment, if we did something that was totally off point, that our manager said, do this presentation on this, and then we did it on something else, that would really reflect bad on our own careers.
Yeah. And they wouldn't trust us on doing more things, on our own in a business world, because they would be well, you're not, really prepared
or trustworthy for that matter. Yeah, so I think for me, this was a really, really hard project.
Yeah.
Because we had a vision, and that vision didn't translate onto paper because neither you nor I knew how to edit. We were kind of behind. I'd never done a video before. So now it makes me want to learn how to do it so that I'm never put in this position again.
Yeah. I mean, the next time I'll definitely be in a smaller group. I'll be a little bit more strict on making sure people get their work done and turn it in on time. I think another thing would be, not waiting on people, because I think that was our mistake, is that we would wait on people because we don't want our group to fail. So I think, just if they don't turn in their stuff, just keep on working and then do your own thing and get things done.
Yeah, and I think that was the biggest thing for me. I think that of the things I've learned is, one, to take more of and I hate to say power position, but that's kind of how I feel.
Yeah.
kind of reminds me when the professor was talking about the power move thing.
Yeah.
Instead of just doing our stuff and stepping back and letting everyone do their stuff. You know, because we were texting. It just, once we didn't hear from them for a day, it should have been like, okay, we're just going to do this ourselves.
Yeah.
So I think for business, that's really been something I've really learned is to be, I'm used to being in charge, so it's really hard for me anyway. So I appreciate that I've learned through this, although I don't ever want to go through this again.
I know, it's just stressful because like I understand they have like other things to do, like we do too, but it's like, you know, if you guys need help or, you know, we've offered our help, so I mean, I think next time it will definitely be different.
Yeah, and it's really, you know, when we think about going back to the ethics of business, if you have a project that's due and you're unable to do it, then you need to take the time to tell your coworkers, I've been unable to do this. Can you help me? It's better to ask for help and have your team members boost you up than to have all of you fall on your face.
Yeah.
So that's what we've learned from our midterm about ethics. And we hope you enjoyed it and learned something from it also.
Bye.
Thank you for watching.